Da 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 da. It's an old theme
Sounds like
song.
Superman a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's a game show. It's a game show. Theme song. Ba-da-ba-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-ba-da.
From the mountain to your street, giving you a taste of something sweet. So don't go away, sit down, take a seat. It's Midweek motivation. Now let's drop this beat, man. That's my dog. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midweek Motivation, real conversations with real people about a very real God. We got something special I want to share with you today. We just got to experience Men's Prayer Advance over the weekend. Fantastic ministry with Christ Life Ministries. They've been great ministry partners with us for 4 years, maybe 5 years. I can't remember. I think I've done four of them. But fantastic partnership with the Vaughns. Go check them out, christlifeministries.org, or you can find them on Facebook. And you can actually find the recording of the message that we're referencing and talking about today as all on their Facebook. So what we're talking about today was the last session of Prayer Advance that almost got snowed out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
it was very close. Almost got snowed out. And this was the last session. There was a bunch of people that had to leave because of the snow coming in North Carolina. So it started out with like 700 or 800 men. And then by Saturday, because of the weather, a bunch of men had to leave and get home and, prepare for their families, prepare for the snow, all that good stuff. But there was like 200 men, right, in this last session. But it was easily the best message. Right. Yeah. A lot of great messages, a lot of good worship, a lot of great things. Easily the best message and one of the best messages on prayer I've ever heard. So I did what we do in ministry and I ripped it off. Yeah. And I want to share it here.
And it's kind of cool because I haven't heard it yet. So kind of be my first time.
You get to be the congregation. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So you get to stand in for all the people here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be able to react live.
That was last weekend. We did get to survive the snowpocalypse. Yep. One of the coolest things we've ever done. We were able to have an online only service. Yep. Which had like 2,000 in attendance, including our kids service, which our next gen team put together. It was amazing. Yeah. Really great stuff. And I was looking at the video quality of it because I put none of it together. I didn't touch it at all. I was looking at it. I'm looking at the video quality and I was real mad because they shot it on Pastor Andy's iPhone. Really? And it was really, really great.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I was real mad because I love Pastor Andy. Mm-hmm. But I'm the tech guy, and he's got a better phone than me.
He's one up in you,
Right. Yeah. How uncool is that? Yeah. So shout out to Pastor Andy. Yeah. Shout out. And all the Next Gen team, Miss Christine, Miss Melanie. I don't know. You didn't have anything to do with it. But you're on that team. Yeah. You and John didn't do anything. Part. Yeah. Yeah, you guys didn't
We get the older kids, so yeah.
But they put together a fantastic service, or fantastic online service. Yeah. Christian got to play a part in it. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Dude, it's fantastic. You need to see it. Okay.
I didn't know where it was. Was it on Facebook?
It didn't get put on Facebook because we may or may not have used copyright material, but I think you can find the link to it on Facebook.
Okay. Is it on the Parkway app?
It's in our app.
Okay. That's a good way to plug the app.
It's in there. Yeah.
So, ooh, if you don't have the Parkway app, you should definitely download it. There's a lot of cool resources on it. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Trevor. He does a lot of good work on it.
I mean, let's not give him too much credit.
Yeah.
Right.
He didn't even show up today. So,
exactly.
Yeah. If you don't know, he's on a golfing trip. So hopefully he'll actually get a...
I was going to make jokes about how we didn't get to go on the golf trip. Yeah. Right. I was for sure invited. I've been invited every year.
I'm not a big golfing guy, so...
I'm a terrible golfer. Yeah. When the last time I golfed, I was golfing with my little brother, and he's amazing at everything. It's unfair, right? Yeah. You know, those people that just have too many gifts and they're good at everything.
Anything. Yeah,
right. Yeah. It makes me angry. It's unfair. He's never been bad at anything, right? But we're golfing, and he chips in from like 40 yards with a 2-iron, right? Yeah. Now, I'm not a golfer, but I know you're not supposed to chip in with a 2-iron. Yeah. See, he didn't even have clubs. He was just in town visiting, and he's left-handed. I'm not left-handed, so I didn't have left-handed clubs. Yeah. So we went to Goodwill.
And y'all found some?
And we found clubs. Yeah. We found a 2-iron. I think we found maybe a wedge or something ridiculous. I don't know what it was. but he ended up chipping in from like 30 or 40 yards with a 2-iron.
Oh man.
And that
crazy.
thing, if you're not a golfer, right? So you're not a golfer. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Right. So every club, has a different
angle,
right?
And like a
exactly.
yeah.
So it hits different. This thing is like straight flat.
Yeah.
It is not made to get hardly any loft on the ball, and he just drops it in like on his second shot.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But we also made a rule that we only have to count the good shots.
Oh yeah.
Right. Now that rule is
So if
more
you hit
for
it off,
him.
you get to just like reset it. Or,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if you hit one badly, it's like, well, that's not.
Yeah.
It
didn't count.
So if it takes you 7 shots to hit the green, right, and 4 of them were good,
Yeah.
right,
There's only 4 shots.
right,
Yeah.
then you're just at a bogey. It's
that makes sense. Yeah.
it makes perfect sense to me.
My golfing experience was Wii golfing. So just the remote with the motion sensor. That's,
You know what?
Yeah.
It's at least as good an experience as Wii bowling.
Yeah. Honestly, Wii bowling was top tier, but
Although I can say I have never once dropped the ball behind me
Really?
and thrown it at the people behind me. In real
that's
life.
a whole skill. Oh, in real life.
I've never done it
I
in
thought you
real
meant in the Wii bowling. Oh,
in Wii bowling, it happens frequently.
yeah. Okay.
Not possible. Like,
Yeah.
you'd have to physically let go of the ball back here to
Yeah.
do that. But it happens all the time in Wii bowling.
Yeah, it does.
I think
And they
it's just
jump
a
and
flaw.
spin in a circle. Yeah. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about.
Now you're making me want to bust out the Wii
I know.
and play some more.
Dude, the Wii is they need to bring it back out, but
So anyways,
Yeah.
most of the staff is gone. At least a lot of the male staff is gone on the men's golfing trip. I think they're playing in the snow right now.
yeah. Are they there right now?
I think they're there.
Okay.
I think they're driving there. Some of the
Yeah.
guys went last night,
Okay.
but they are. They're for sure in some of the snow.
Yeah. Someone I don't know who told me, but they said they're going to buy an orange ball. I think
Yeah.
Mike was saying he's going to buy an orange ball so he can see it in the snow.
It makes
And,
perfect
yeah.
sense.
I mean, you can't play golf in the snow with a white ball and try to find it. So
I mean, it certainly
Yeah.
happens, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But that's where a lot of the staff is. A lot of the
Yep.
guys in the church are down there, and they always have a great time of fellowship. So be in prayer for them. But I was really going to make jokes about how nobody invited us. I'm like, that's not true. I was invited. I'm not going.
yeah,
right?
that's how I feel too.
I got invited, and I even had it was just not going to happen. I got multiple people invite me. That's not my thing.
yeah.
Not my thing. And like, I even got invited and be like, well, not everybody goes for the golf. I'm like, you don't want me around.
Yeah. Yeah.
not for any of the
I could be
golf.
like, what are they calling it? Caddy?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great caddy.
Yeah, I think that would work.
let's play tag with the golf carts.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Let's just go drifting in the snow. That would honestly be what I'd want to do more than anything.
All right,
but
so we should have gone on the golf
we
trip.
should have gone on the golf trip. Yeah.
All right, next year.
Yeah,
Next year we're
next
going
year.
on the golf trip. We're playing golf cart tag.
And we're going to pray for snow on the next golf trip too.
we put a plow on the front of a golf cart.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Oh my goodness! Well, the golf trip
great.
is happening
Yeah.
now. Men's prayer advance happened last weekend. Snowpocalypse happened last week, or last 2 weeks ago. I don't know.
It's been in a little bit.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
And then the week we were out with that online only service, it was amazing. We got together with 2 other churches, 2 of our sister churches here in Roanoke, and Dustin and Pastor Myron and Pastor Matt preached a joint message together.
Yeah, that was really good.
Here's the most amazing thing about it. This is how you know it was anointed. Okay. It was 30 minutes and there were 3 pastors. That's only
Yeah.
God, right?
Yeah.
If you don't believe in miracles, go watch that message.
Yeah.
There was no editing. It was just 3 pastors.
Was it one take too?
One take.
Yeah.
0 editing, 1 take,
Yeah.
no cuts. It was
Dude,
amazing.
honestly, that whole service was so good. Like, have we told them about how the worship was done?
No, so
Yeah.
not only did we pre-record the message,
Yeah.
we were able to pre-record the worship.
Yeah.
And I'll say it was something special, but the reality is that's what we do every Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Right. That was
Every
a little
Tuesday
extra
is so
special.
nice. Yeah.
That was a little extra special, but we got the whole worship team together. We did our regular rehearsal, and then Cassidy was able to connect with a bunch of group leaders, and we were able to invite people.
Yeah.
Anybody who was able, we invited people to come and just have a little worship night with us.
Yeah.
And we flipped on the cameras, we recorded it, and we treated it like
Yeah.
it was a Sunday morning. And powerful moments of worship.
Yeah.
And the room was by no means full.
Yeah.
And I think the room is always great, and it's amazing to be in the room with a bunch of people and worship.
It's really special, and God blesses when people like take time to just stop what they're doing and worship, you know? And I feel like that's what that was.
Yeah.
And especially like in knowing that we probably weren't going to make it to church.
Yeah.
But yet we were still preparing to have church.
Right.
I think is such a great ability to have.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah.
Especially with online stuff, capabilities, and yeah. But everything was good. The worship, the message. I was watching it at home, sitting on the couch with a blanket and hot chocolate. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I get used to this.
Yeah, and I was watching in the living room with my parents, and it just felt like, you know, we were at church, even though we were home. You know, maybe a little bit more comfy seating, but
slightly more comfortable.
Yeah. It was really good.
I remember I was doing some of the editing, and I had texted Courtney, and I'm listening back through the worship and, you know, putting things in the proper place and making sure the color's right and the audio's right and all that good stuff. And I'm listening to like our team worship and our congregation that was there that Tuesday night worshiping. And like, this was not a performance. This is not anything other than just pure worship. And I texted Courtney because I'm editing and I'm like worshiping through all this and having this, you know, really great emotional, worshipful experience. And I texted Courtney and I said, you know why our worship is so meaningful and so impactful? It's not because our worship team is good, and they're good.
Yeah, we do have a good worship team.
They're talented and they're good, right? They're great vocalists, great band, right? They're good.
Yeah.
But that's not what makes them great. What makes our worship team so great, right, is because they believe it.
Yeah.
Right. That's just real.
Yeah. They have the heart of worship. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And not that other places don't, but man, this is like true pouring your heart out.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that has grown and kind of become the DNA of Parkway over the years. You know, the more and more I've gotten to understand Parkway's history and everything, it's always been grounded in deep, real, spirit-filled worship. And I think that Tuesday service was probably the most evident I've ever seen it. Yeah. Because it shouldn't have been that way, right? It didn't have to be that way. We could have just recorded and would have been technically good and we would have done a good job, and would have been a fine experience and would have been great, right? But we had some real worship, and the stuff that didn't make it in the video, right? So we kept recording, and there was a moment so Dustin was praying. And then they kind of closed up our little worship time together. And then we sang some more. And that part didn't make it, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have time to put that in the service.
Oh, man.
And I'm not putting that out for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Because that moment was so significant.
Yeah.
It didn't, it wasn't for anything other than Jesus.
And for that moment.
Yes. Yeah. And so you'll never get to see it.
Yeah.
I'll never share it. It's not going to make it on social media. Why would you even tease
it, man?
I'm just going to tell you, I might share it with the worship team.
Yeah.
I don't know. But just that moment for me was so significant because that was the proof that what we do on Sundays is legitimately just an overflow of real worship, right?
Yeah.
And that wasn't in the notes, but we had to go there. So
yeah, it was good. It was really good.
Amazing. So thank you so much for our team that put that together.
Yeah.
And especially the people that were able to come kind of last minute and just worship with us.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was really good.
So a couple things coming up. One, this Sunday is baptism. There's still time to sign up.
Yes, there is.
parkroanoke.com/baptism if you want to be baptized up here on the mountain.
Yep.
We will happily do that. If you have questions, go to parkroanoke.com/baptism, or you can text us and just let us know. And we'll answer some of those questions.
Yeah.
Brentley will answer them all.
Yeah. I think we have, I could be wrong, but I think like 5 youth sign up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And then, I don't know. But yeah, we have a good bit. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be really good, as it always is.
Yeah, it's always students. There's lots of students. There's kids. There's always lots of adults. Yeah. You know, always getting baptized for one reason or another. And it's exciting.
It's such a blessing, too. Like, the fact that, like, you know, we can have multiple baptism Sundays in a year.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like, you know, like, I feel like we're, like, blessed in that.
Yeah.
aspect. So I don't know. It's just very cool and rewarding, you know, to see that like our efforts are, well, God is using us in a way that God can still work in people's lives and, you know, want to be baptized. And I don't know. It's just really cool seeing like the fruit of your labor, I guess is like really the best way to say it.
So, that's the cool thing is if nobody's getting baptized, then people aren't meeting Jesus. People's lives aren't being changed, or we're not communicating the importance of baptism, something, right? Yeah. So if you're not seeing baptisms, then people's lives probably aren't being changed. And if people's lives aren't being changed, what's happening in the church, right? That should be a red flag. Yeah. That should be concerning. Another thing coming up a few weeks out, about a month out, but something really cool happening is Big Weekend.
Yes, Big Weekend.
Student conference.
Yep.
All stemmed from part of our 5-year plan, or one of our big vision points that God's given to Dustin, and Dustin is kind of leading the church through. We want to see a student conference led in the Roanoke area, led by us. What was the number?
I think 5,000, I believe. Yeah.
I don't know if this one's going to be 5,000.
I don't know, but you know, God's been working crazy lately, so who knows? Maybe we'll get 10,000. But you know, I always love when Dustin says, "Don't put small numbers in front of a big God." And I feel like, you know, we've been seeing that growth not only in all the ministries, but you know, I've specifically been seeing it in the student ministry, and I'm really hoping that we'll have a steady, like we've been having a steady growth. So it's been really nice, and just hopefully God will continue to bless us in that area and send more people. But yeah, Big Weekend is going to basically be a student conference where, you know, we get here and have some preaching, some worshiping, and then I think we'll break off into small groups. It's kind of like having like an NTS camp kind of thing, but not so much. But you know, just kind of something more for Roanoke, which would be really cool. So that'll be March 6th and 7th. So John picked the date. It wasn't me. So
that sounds like something a middle school director would do, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I probably would have done it if I had the choice.
I believe it. See,
but we got to leave. We got to leave 6-7 back in 2025. We can't.
Hey, can you explain that to my kids? Because
I tried. Owen still texts me.
Yeah, one
6-7.
in particular.
Yeah, so
he does it constantly. Every time he does math, he looks at the clock. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, look, it's my favorite time. Like it could be 6:34.
Yeah,
child,
it's not even close.
No.
Yeah.
But that's he does math and like, oh, 3 and 4 is 7. It's you're going way too far for this. But also good math.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
You gotta give that to him at least. So
no, I don't. I think I'm gonna cut his tongue out if he does it too many times. But or maybe we give him never mind. We just start cutting off fingers.
Yeah. We'll cut off 6 or 7 fingers, you know. Yeah. We're just joking, of course. Yeah. Oh, we would never cut fingers off.
Oh, that must be my headphones. They cut out. Okay, that's good. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna fix this while I do this. You keep telling me.
You gotta put like a technical difficulty thing up. Now, but Big Weekend, you know, we're gonna get together. I don't know all the specific details, but I think it's we're gonna have like moments of worship, then preaching, then we'll break off into small groups. I think we'll have food and
always food.
Yeah.
The key to student ministry is food.
Food.
Yeah. It's always been the truth.
Pizza and
dude.
Yeah.
People don't think pizza is a love language.
Yeah.
I respectfully
disagree. I'm going to put a plug in for something that I plan on doing.
What?
So I think, on February 15th, I'm planning our middle school Nerf War. This will be the second one. So if you have a middle schooler and they like to shoot each other with foam darts, I would definitely recommend signing up. I think you can find the form on somewhere.
Probably on the website somewhere.
Yeah, on the website somewhere. But I did send an email out to all the parents. So if you're watching this and you haven't checked your email, please check your email. So
yeah. Owen had a great time with the last one.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fantastic. Fun. You know, there's nothing like just going crazy, you know. I don't know, it's really fun time.
So on February or whatever the that is a Sunday.
Yes,
so
Sunday night.
The following Wednesday, see how many Nerf darts you can find in the building.
Yeah.
that we missed.
Dude, Kendra, who works like with the preschool, she like would text me every day finding like handfuls of darts, and it made no sense because all of the areas that I could see were cleaned up.
Yep.
So I don't know where they were coming from, but
well, you did the thing that my wife talks about called husband looking.
yeah.
You have this disease by virtue of your chromosomes that you just can't see things on the way.
Yeah, you know what? That's true.
And I'm sure your mother would disagree, but
I don't know. I'm pretty honestly, now that you say that, I feel that I do overlook.
we all do.
things.
That's 100% it. I can't tell you the number of times I have looked at something directly in the fridge and said it's not there, and Courtney's like,
it's like a magic trick.
yeah.
I don't understand.
I maintain she's messing with me and pulls it from somewhere else just to like.
It's like in her sleeve, you know? It's just like ketchup bottle, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
She just pulled ketchup out of her sleeve.
Yeah.
she had ketchup in her sleeve all day just in case.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Oh my goodness. You know, it's a great thing that we have notes so we don't go down these rabbit holes.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yeah. I would hate to do, too many rabbit holes on a show like this, but yeah, so I told you we just did prayer advance last week, and this message, I'm assuming this is what he had planned. I don't think he had changed this based on the snow or anything, but I completely ripped this off, but it's a great concept, and all ministry is theft. So, this is a great book called Steal Like an Artist. You should absolutely read it. It's about that thick, and it's like a square book.
Yeah.
Great book. You should definitely read it. It's fantastic. And it's not about plagiarism, even though it sounds like it.
Yeah.
I think that's just a title. But great book. I couldn't tell you who it's by, but he stole most everything in it. So
yeah, there you go.
That's kind of the whole
say
point
that you wrote it.
Exactly. It might as well, right?
Might as well. Yeah.
The royalty checks don't come in like I wrote it.
Yeah.
But, it's it's a great book.
Yeah.
So this was something that Dr. Jim Shetler shared. You should go watch it. He did it much better than what we're going to talk about. But he talks about a message that he heard when he was, I believe he said he was in college. He heard this message, and it revolutionized his prayer life, and it's super easy to remember, and in true Baptist fashion, it's got 3 points. Right?
Yeah.
It's fantastic, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason that everybody does 3 points, because it makes it easy to remember, and they rhyme. Which, what more could you want?
Yeah. Well, hopefully they rhyme because,
Well, they either have to. So there's rules. So
Yeah.
they either have to rhyme or they have to all start with the same letter.
Okay.
Yes, that's the key.
Yeah, I guess that makes
The
sense.
key to a good Baptist message. Now, technically, a really good true Baptist message, right, in its truest form, has 3 points that all rhyme or all start with the same letter, and then you end with a poem or singing a hymn or something like that, right?
Yeah.
The old joke is 3 points at a poem, right? If you do that, you're good.
Yeah.
There was no poem in this one.
That's interesting. Yeah.
I think he quoted a hymn maybe, but it was fantastic. One of the best things I've ever heard. So, and it's super simple. The cookies are on the bottom shelf on this one.
Okay.
And that's where I like the cookies.
Yeah.
Right.
So I can reach it, Yeah. I probably reach it better than you could since I'm shorter. So
You know what?
Yeah.
Lots of people are smarter than me.
Yeah.
That's okay. I just deal with it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to give you all 3 points up the top, right? And then we'll just kind of hit them a little bit. And again, go to Christ Life Ministries Facebook page. Watch this. It was the Saturday morning session. It is one of the best messages I've ever experienced. So fantastic. All about prayer. Crazy thing. I had a prayer advance to talk about prayer. But he talked about there are 3 types of prayers that God doesn't answer. Okay. I told you the rhyme. So I'll give them to all to you right at once. First one is hazy. God doesn't answer hazy prayers. Second one is crazy prayers. Doesn't answer crazy prayers. And the third one, he doesn't answer lazy prayers. Hazy, crazy, and lazy. Now, if you can't remember that, right, that's not 3 sisters of people that you dated in high school, right? That is...
It's like Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss book of girls Brentley dated in high school.
That's great. I don't have anything to say.
Look, high school was just last week, so for you. So I figured,
right.
Figured that would be relevant for you.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think we should edit these things. then I think, no, there's no fun in that.
No,
but God doesn't answer hazy, crazy, or lazy prayers.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. So he gave a couple of verses that kind of go along with this. But the first one he talked about under hazy was Philippians 4:6. Don't be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God.
Yeah.
Right. And so one of the examples he gave, one, if you just look at that, that's very specific in how to pray.
Yeah.
Right. By prayer and petition, right? So not just you be asking something specific with thanksgiving, present your request to God. It's not just, hey, you should pray.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should talk to God about that.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the craziest things that he said, right, that really, really messed with me when he said it, he said, every one of you should, just for a week. Now, I tried this the other day.
Yeah.
And it's hard. He said, delete the word bless from your prayer life.
Yeah.
And I was praying the other night. I think I was praying with our kids. It was either when I was praying with the kids or I was praying in a meeting or something. And I was trying to not use the word bless.
Yeah.
Right. Now, the even says that like bless is a great Bible word, right?
Yeah.
Asking for blessings is a great thing.
Yeah.
But God doesn't answer hazy prayers. And what we mean by hazy, it means the opposite of specific.
Yeah.
So if you're not praying hazily, you're praying specifically. So the reason he was saying don't use the word bless is because we like to use it just as this way of like very blanket, like, oh Lord, would you just bless us? Now, that's a great thing to ask.
Yeah.
But what if you just ask specifically?
Yeah.
Right? Lord, provide for my family.
Yeah.
Right? Provide enough food to eat for our family.
Yeah.
Lord, provide this job. Provide, strengthen this person's body who's sick. Right?
Yeah.
Something like that. You ever catch yourself like
it's
being
actually
hazy?
It's just reminding me like I could be wrong where this is, but in Mark, I believe, like the blind man, when like he's calling out to Jesus, I think his disciples grab Jesus, and then Jesus approaches him and Jesus asks, "What do you want, like, from me?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I want to see."
Right.
So like,
which
it's not
always
like,
seems like a dumb question.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus, I'm blind. Are you serious?
like, do you not know that I'm blind? Yeah, but it's still it's just, he wasn't like, well, I just want you to do something.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to see.
Just bless me.
Yeah. So I think, and that's like, we should be bold in our prayers. And I think being bold includes the specifics and not thinking like we only have to pray vaguely, like we're wasting God's time.
Yeah.
Because he wants to talk to us. And it's actually interesting, like that verse, I was talking one day when I was preaching to the youth, I actually used that verse, and I was saying that, Paul is writing this as a command, not so much as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Because he's saying in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. And do not be anxious about everything. So, it's a thing like where if you're anxious, you're commanded to pray and bring those things to God. Yeah. And when you don't, you're just going to sit there and like think about it all the time,
right?
Because we all have anxiety in some way. Yeah. But, the more you're talking with God or actually doing something about it versus just sitting there. Right. I don't know. I just, that's definitely like wisdom of God of just like, look, when you're in a situation, go. Don't just sit there. Like, and then like, I've been reading Mark over and over again for college work. So it's kind of been ingrained. I'm kind of glad, honestly, now. But like every time, like I don't know every single time, but almost every single time, there's always someone approaching Jesus. Like when the people brought the lame man, when the blind person was asking for Jesus, like, there's some type of seeking for healing. So that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that blind guy, that always makes me laugh. Like, hold on, Jesus. What, like, don't be that.
Like,
guy.
I can't even look at you right now.
Like, this. Yeah. We know you have the Jesus card right now. Yeah. Right. What do you want me to do for you?
Yeah.
But I mean, think about that. We do that so often.
Yeah, we
right?
do.
And especially if you've grown up in church, it's so easy. Like that just sounds like a really great thing to pray. And a lot of times it's not even that we don't mean it, right? We want God to bless us.
Yeah.
But sometimes it even works as a filler word, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can delete that word, and I think it'll force us to be specific. Like, what am I actually asking God to do for this person, right? Like this person's sick. Like, oh Lord, would you just bless them? No. God, make them better.
Yeah.
Heal them right now. Like this is the thing that's wrong with them. Do this, right? And the cool thing is when you pray specifically, then you get to see more specifically and more clearly when God answers that prayer.
Yeah.
Right. So if you just pray for somebody to be blessed, right?
Yeah.
Well, how do you know when that prayer got answered?
Yeah.
How do you know when God moved? Like, well, then we just take this really broad definition of, oh, God blesses them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what if you pray very specifically, God, heal this person, right?
Yeah.
In this way, do this.
Yeah.
Right. Then you know when that prayer is answered.
And it kind of goes further into like actually caring about people on a relationship level versus a surface level. It kind of reminds me of like when Jesus was saying like, you know, don't just say like God be with you and keep walking down the road, but like actually like feed them and clothe them and, you know, like getting specific into their needs versus just like, you know, God's gonna like take care of you, which God takes care of everyone.
Right.
But you know, if God can use you to take care of someone and in this situation, like pray for them specifically and not just a broad blanket. Like it's like praying like, God, just bring peace to the world. You know, like it's a good thing to ask for, but it's such a broad blanket.
Right.
Instead of saying like, God, like be with this nation as they deal with this, or, you know, like, you know, and it also just helps your relationship with God. I feel like praying more specifically and So,
well, and it's, I mean, sometimes if it's like we don't believe that God would actually do it, so we give God an out.
Yeah.
Like God doesn't need an out.
No. Yeah.
If God wants to do it, he'll do it.
Yeah.
Right. So I think this is why it's important for that there's three of these, right? So the first one is hazy.
Yep.
God doesn't answer hazy prayers, right? So we need to pray specifically. And I think that's just a good challenge. When you pray for a week, try not to use the word bless, and don't cheat and you substitute some other adjective. Like I can't even think of an adjective for bless right now.
Goodness. Oh.
Goodness.
God, bring goodness.
Bring goodness.
Yeah.
Bring joy. Bring
I
don't know, something.
Yeah.
Don't substitute any other, good Bible words for bless. Like try to be very specific.
Yeah.
And just see what a difference. But one, it'll make you realize how hazy your prayers are, I think.
Yeah.
But two, I think it'll make a difference. So give that a shot. Second one, first one is hazy. God doesn't answer hazy prayers. Second one is God doesn't answer crazy prayers, right? Now, these have to work in conjunction, right? Because if you're going to pray specific, right, you have to also understand that if you're praying specifically for $10 million to be deposited into your Swiss bank account, right, that may be crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Now, could the Lord do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the important thing James kind of gets at this in James 4:3. He says, when you ask, you do not receive because you ask with the wrong motive.
That's actually what I was about to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I could say, Lord, I would do this specifically so that I can bless your church. Right. So that I can do, $10 million, 10% on 10 million. Like, we can bless the church with that.
Even though you say that, God knows your true intentions, because I feel like, that where it says like when Jesus was talking about the talents and how like the person with the one talent, like buried it in the ground was like, God, I was just keeping it safe for you. And then he was like, no, you're supposed to invest it and like, let it grow. And so now what you have, I'm going to give to the one who, even though he had many, he made more. Like the one who had 10 talents, he actually invested it and had more and more. So I feel like, your motives really affect like, because if we're all asking for like just going to the $10 million thing, it's like a prosperity gospel thing. Where it's almost like, God's just going to bless me if I ask for it, if I just believe enough, if I just pray enough. But like in reality, it's like God knows your heart motive. And like, and another thing too is like understanding like when you're praying big prayers like that, also having an understanding that it's all in God's will.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you might be good with your money and you might be able to do good with money. Like if we're just going to keep this money example going, but like,
I mean, I'm just going to keep it going
Yeah.
and hopefully like, hey, maybe not that I have a Swiss bank account, but like, hey,
I mean,
what if God was just like, you know what? Psh,
yeah,
go for it.
yeah. But like, even if you would do good with $10 million, is it in God's will?
Yeah.
Maybe God wants you to go through a season where, you know, you don't.
Yeah.
Or whatever the prayer might be. So I think like, you know, big prayers can be good, but you really need to check your heart posture. And if you're going to say something along the lines of like, give this to me to bless you, you need, it's almost like promising God.
Yeah.
So if he does bless you with that, you really need to make sure you're willing to follow through with what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, that's, I'm glad that that verse said with the wrong motives. Cause, you know, I feel like that is a big,
and Jesus even talks about, you know, I'll give you the desires of your heart.
yes.
Right.
Whether it be good or wicked, like,
Right.
yeah, like in Romans,
Yeah.
1, I think 1 or 2,
Yeah. I think you're right.
it's basically saying like, because they like did all these evil things, I gave them over to the selfish desires of their heart. So if you're only seeking selfish desires, you know, God's a gentleman.
Yeah.
He's not going to force you in his presence.
Right.
So if you only desire bad things, so be it.
Right.
If that's what you want, then you can do that.
Yeah.
But just know, like the Bible says, that those things don't lead to good.
Yeah.
So, and then on the other side, like if your desire is to do good and you're seeking God and you're doing good things, he's going to give you to that desire.
Yeah.
And you know, so it's just very,
Well, the other side of it too that I think is neat is I think as you grow closer to God, right, as you seek a deeper relationship with Jesus and seek to understand him, right, when you understand the heart of God more, right, your desires are going to become more aligned with his will.
Yes.
Right. So it's always funny. Like we like God will give you the desires of your heart. Right. We take that phrase and we're like, oh, if I want this, God's going to give it to me.
Yeah.
Or as you seek God, right, God will bend your desires to his will. Right. Yeah. And those are the things that he's not going to hand you something that's outside of the accordance of his will, right? Accordance of his will is like this. That's this really good Baptist phrase I learned in my good Baptist school growing up. But I mean, God doesn't hand you things that are outside of his will.
Yeah.
Right. Like that $10 million, like God's not just going to be like, this seems like a good idea for you. Right. Yeah.
And like, it's actually interesting. Like today I was just reading about Joseph being sold into Egypt. And like, you know, a prosperity gospel would preach, well, Joseph just didn't believe in God enough. Or,
if Joseph would have just really believed.
If he just would have thanked God more, he wouldn't have had that. Or then the other side is like where they think like when you believe in God, you won't be sold into slavery or, you know, whatever it may be. But in reality, like as you keep reading Joseph's story, you hear, I got to the part today when Joseph does the big like reveal. He's like, surprise, it's actually me this whole time who's been secretly blessing your
trolling
family.
his brothers.
Yeah. But the beautiful thing is that even though his brothers did what they did to Joseph, he said, do not be like grieved over your sin, for God has like orchestrated this whole event to take place. So number one, you see the forgiveness of him to his brothers, but then you also see that even through the evil that, like, you know, sometimes we're like, why is this thing happening?
Yeah.
You see that it was in God's will to bring good, not only to Egypt, but to Joseph and his family. And, so I think that like really just being like submissive, even to where you're like, God, why is all these bad things happening? Just trusting that, you know, what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's so good.
He was
so
100%
good.
trolling his brothers. Like
was,
if you have siblings, you can't read that and be like, if you're an only child, you could be very confused reading that.
Yeah.
If you have siblings, you could look at that and like, oh yeah, I would have totally done
Especially
that.
the part when he's like, I'm taking one of you, keeping you captive. Go back to your dad. You know, like,
yep.
There
100%.
definitely was a little bit of that. Like, y'all my brothers. Like,
oh, dude, if you had a chance to troll your older brother,
especially if they're like, you know, put you in a pit and left you to dead.
Right. You can't tell me there's not a little bit of righteous brother anger, righteous revenge in there. Just a little bit.
Yeah. But he blessed them. So
like, God, I'm doing this for you, but also I'm going to have some fun.
Yeah.
Right. I think there's a little bit of, it's probably not the best example, right?
Yeah.
In reconciling with your brothers. Like, you don't have to troll them, right?
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like they didn't deserve it. So, you know.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave that up to.
Yeah, we'll leave that to them.
That's a conversation I'm planning on having with Joseph in heaven one day.
Yeah.
Like, you were screwing with him, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Like, come on.
Be honest, you enjoyed that just a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
But God doesn't answer hazy prayers, crazy prayers, and he doesn't answer lazy prayers. And this one is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. He used a phrase or used a word that I think it only exists in the KJV. So we were joking later, like if he ever changes translations, like he can't preach this message, but or he has to change, you know, how he preaches the message. But he talked about this this word that I'd never heard. I've been in church a long time, and I grew up in a school that where we use the King James Bible. Never heard this word, importunity. You ever heard that word?
Maybe in Shakespeare, but
right?
Not in the Bible.
Importunity. It's a super cool word.
Yeah.
But you find it in Luke 11 verse. Luke 11 verse 8. In I think it's in the King James or New King James, one of those. Not sure which one, but I looked it up in my NIV today, and I found it's translated this way. It uses the word shameless audacity. I like that. Importunity is cool because it's a word no one ever uses.
Yeah.
But can you imagine for like, that sounds like middle schoolers, right? Shameless audacity, right? The things that I've been asked by my children who are of middle school age, like, you want me to do what?
Yeah.
You think that's going to happen? Like, you want me to buy, you want to spend how much on shoes that you're going to destroy?
Yeah.
Like, and it's just, they fully believe, like, that I'm capable of providing that thing and that I would love to do that for them. Yeah. Like, they approach me with shameless audacity, right?
Yeah.
So Luke 11, which is interesting enough, right after Jesus' teaching on the Lord's Prayer, right? So it's in Matthew 5 or Matthew 6. Yeah, Matthew 6, and it's in Luke 11. And Jesus is teaching on the Lord's Prayer. And he, right after that, he goes through the Lord's Prayer, like, this is how you have to pray. And then he tells this parable, like, hey, so there's this dude, and it's late at night. He's got a friend that comes over, and his friend is really hungry. He's been traveling all day. So he goes over to his neighbor's house and like, hey, I need you to bake me 3 loaves of bread. Yeah. Right? This is not like open the bread cabinet. Do you keep your bread in the cabinet?
We keep it in the pantry.
Okay, that's fine. If you were going to say fridge, it was going to be weird.
Well, actually, the Ezekiel bread. Have you ever had Ezekiel bread? You buy it in the freezer.
But it sounds like something your mom needs to make that I need to experience.
It's literally, shout out to Ezekiel bread. It's actually really good. They use the ingredients from Ezekiel and they make the bread. And, you know, they kind of do a little bit of blasphemy because they add like raisins in it and stuff. But
do you have to cook it over dung? Because that's
I mean, it could
if it's
be
real, you got to cook it over dung.
You know, maybe that's where the flavor's at. You know, who knows? There's a reason why it's in the Bible,
right? Look, so that right there is a perfect example of why you should actually read the Bible.
Yes,
because there are things in the Bible. It's like, hold on, God, you told him.
Do you actually know the full story of that?
Yes. Like you told him to, like. Okay, never mind. And there's a whole bunch there. You should read it. Read the book of Ezekiel. There's some fun stuff.
Read the Bible, you know,
like all of it.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
Yeah.
But he's telling this parable. And it's this. Hey, go to this neighbor, and yes, very specifically, right? We talked about not hazy, for 3 loaves of bread. Yeah. Right. And that's a gigantic inconvenience, right? Looked it up. I didn't put it in my notes, but I wanted to read this. This is the way he says it in verse 8. He says, let me go back. Verse 7, and suppose the one inside answers, don't bother me. The door is already locked. My children and I are in bed. I can't get up and give you anything, right? So what he's saying is that would be a huge inconvenience for me. It's midnight. I'm tired. Go away. Yeah. Right. We'll hook up in the morning. We'll talk about bread. We can bake whatever we want. We'll make bagels, you know, cream cheese, the whole 9 yards, whatever. I might have added just a little bit in there, but it's like, hey man, it's late. That would be a huge inconvenience for me.
Yeah.
Right. But then he comes to verse 8, and this is what the man who's asking says, or this is what Jesus tells him, describing him. It says, I tell you, even though he will not get up and give you the bread because of friendship, yet because of your shameless audacity, or in the King James, importunity, that's your new word for the day, he will surely get up and give you as much as you need.
Yeah.
Right. So this is also fun. So I've been in church a long time. Didn't know this was immediately preceding a verse that many of us have heard of, right? If you go down to Luke 11:9, so I say to you, ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you, right? So again, read the whole Bible because they're not just snippets, right? Because all of that is designed to go together.
Yeah.
So God doesn't answer our lazy prayers. What he's telling us in that passage is your friend isn't going to open the door and give you bread because he's your friend. He's going to do it because of your shameless audacity.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're seeking it.
Right. You're seeking with importunity or shameless audacity.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If my kids come to me and like, hey Dad, I was thinking, I want these shoes. Sound good? Sure. We'll talk about it. And they go away.
Yeah.
Right. One, I'll be really glad because I'm not buying those shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they don't really care that much.
Yeah.
Right. But if he comes to me and says, Dad, I need these shoes because of this. I really want these shoes. And he comes back to me over and over and over again.
Like a meaning to it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But shamelessly. Right.
Yeah.
And not out of selfishness or whatever. Like, it's a bad example, but they're not asking out of selfishness, right?
Yeah.
He's not asking for, in that case, he's asking for something crazy, but I assume he's not asking for something crazy, right? He's asking for something specific. It's 3 loaves of bread. It's a reasonable request of, hey, my friend has been traveling all day. He's hungry. He needs food.
Yeah.
I don't have anything, right? And he goes to this guy and he's persistent, right? With shameless, he's asking something ridiculous, right? And unfair.
Yeah.
But he believes that it's important.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the kind of thing that God is asking us to pray.
Yeah.
Kind of the way that God is asking us to pray.
Yeah.
He's asking us to pray specifically. He's asking us to pray for things that are according to his will.
Yeah.
And he's asking us to pray persistently or with shameless audacity.
Yeah.
Right. Because my kids ask me for ridiculous things because they think I'm capable of ridiculous things.
Yeah.
Right. If they didn't think I was capable, if they didn't think I cared, they wouldn't ask for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's how God wants us to treat him.
Yeah.
So importunity is your word for the day.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like that goes really well with like what I was talking about earlier about like how people of the Bible like approaching Jesus for healing.
Mm-hmm.
Like especially like the bleeding woman, like she, I can't remember who said it, but like basically they were explaining the bleeding woman how like she went to all these doctors. She was like for years trying to get these healings, but everything just got worse. And so she pushed through the crowd to get to Jesus and just touch his garment.
Yeah.
And then again, like tearing off the roof to get into the place where Jesus was, to, versus, and I agree. Like, there is like a thing of like, oh, I just want this versus it being like importance and that you're working toward it as well. Cause it's like, if you're just like, I'm trying to think of like a good example, but like, God, like bless me with a house, but like, you're not actually working for that. Or you're in another thing too, I feel like is really important to say is, are you stewarding well with like what you have?
Yeah.
Because especially like the house example, it's like, God, just please bless me with the house. Like, the one I'm in is bad, but it's like, are you actually like fixing the leaks? Are you actually, you have a plumbing issue? Are you going to work toward fixing that? Are you fixing this? And it's like, if you're not doing those things, then why would God give you something great if you're not doing well with what he's given you?
Yeah.
And I feel like that applies to basically every single area of our life. So, I feel like it's a part of like and we're not called to be lazy. Like I always think about in Proverbs when we get called out, like, look at the ant, you slacker.
Yeah.
You know, like if an ant's working harder than you, like,
yeah, ants aren't taking a day off.
Yeah.
But you hit your 40 and it's like, oh, I'm tired. I can't take care of my kids.
Yeah.
Or you could not. Yeah. Good old ant. Yeah. We did get compared to an ant. We get called out.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, and you talked about the parable of talents earlier. I mean, one of the phrases that he uses when he's yelling at the kid that I assume he's a kid that had the one talent and buried it. Like the phrase he uses, "You wicked and lazy servant."
Yeah.
Like, well, hold on. I mean, he protected your money. Like, like, no, that's not what I wanted you to do with it. That's not why I gave it to you.
Yeah.
So hazy, crazy, lazy.
Yeah.
Again, not girls Brentley dated in high school. But 3 prayers that God doesn't answer. I figured we'd just call it back and make sure everybody heard it in case they had missed something. But think about your prayer life.
Yeah.
Right. And catch yourself. See if you can catch yourself being hazy, crazy, or lazy.
Yeah.
Right. And then correct those things. God asks us to pray specifically. God asks us to pray in accordance with his will.
Yeah.
And God asks us to pray with importunity or persistence, or my favorite way is shameless audacity.
Yeah.
And if you've never been around a middle schooler, then you may have never seen shameless audacity. But if you want to see what shameless audacity looks like, I have a middle schooler and I will send him to your house and he will show you shameless audacity. Man, that was, I hadn't actually considered that until I started thinking.
Man, I'm thinking too, in Ecclesiastes, can't remember exactly how it's worded, but kind of it's saying like, don't ramble before God.
Yeah.
And then you even see that like tied in when Jesus is calling out the Pharisees, like, because they think for their many words and their clothing that they're receiving like a blessing from God.
Right.
But like, you're just like rambling on.
Right.
And I feel like that even goes like anything else. It's like you're just reciting, you're either reciting or you're just like, you think that I need to speak more in order for God. And I think Corinne gave a really good message to the youth a while back where she was talking about if you don't have the words to say, the Holy Spirit will intercede for you. Mm-hmm. So I think that goes to like, where God knows your like we've been talking about, God knows your motives, and if, I mean, I don't know.
Importunity, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Importunity is the word of the day. Yep. Use it in a sentence with people and they're going to immediately be confused.
And make sure you get a monocle. Or like, is that what that's called? Is that right?
Yeah. Like the Mr. Peanut.
Yeah.
Thing? Yeah.
Or a Monopoly Man. Does he wear one?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Wait, no.
Does he have glasses or a monocle?
I think that's actually like a, what do they call it? Like where you think someone has it, but they don't.
Like the Mandela
yeah.
effect? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't remember. Anyway.
I think he's got a monocle. I know Mr. Peanut has a monocle. Yeah. Not that you don't know who Mr. Peanut is, do you?
You talking about the guy on the peanut box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I figured that was an old thing because, I'm
old. I know. I like peanuts.
I mean,
it does. Right? Yeah.
Sponsored by Planters Peanuts.
Are you allowed to say that?
I don't know.
Whatever. They're private.
I mean, they could sue us if they want. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? At least they're watching the podcast.
Right?
Yeah,
If they see it and decide to sue us, like
and that gives us publicity.
Right?
They're like, did you hear that Parkway is getting sued by
Mr. Peanut sues local podcast?
Oh my gosh. That's so good.
Yeah. Oh, what a good day. Yeah. Well, go pray with importunity and shameless audacity today. Don't use the word bless and stop praying crazy things.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
That was good.
Not how I intended to end it.
Yeah.
That was good. But thanks for joining us in another episode of Midweek Motivation. It's always good to have you here. Have a great week and stay motivated.
Let's go.